Howdy, everybody! Welcome to Mondays with Marc. I'm Marc, and this is Smokeysteveandmarc. Oh, yes, it is! Welcome or welcome back. Gosh, it's nice to see you on this first day of spring. Oh, yes, it's the spring equinox. Yes. Goodbye, winter. So today marks the turn of a new season, and I couldn't be more excited. Now, there are a few more weeks until, the ground warms all up and the cherry blossoms are in full bloom, but I'm definitely welcoming in the new season with a fresh new DIY and some good spring eats. And that's what we're gonna do tonight. Oh man, I have a DIY that I'm really excited to share with you. Really, I am. I kind of came up with it, and I'm anxious to see how it turns out. And as we're talking, I have to apologize right now because I have a feeling that this video is not going to be up until late. So fingers crossed it's not out at like 2 in the morning, okay? Probably won't be 2 in the morning, but let's hope, okay? And then, well, of course, we're going to get caught up on some chit-chat, and then we're going to head into the kitchen, and I have another thing that I'm excited to share with you, and it's a recipe. Oh, yeah, we'll talk a little bit more about that later, okay? So, well, actually, you know what? Why don't we go into the kitchen and make this, and then we'll have something to snack on for the rest of the show. What do you think? Are you ready? All right, come on, let's go. Oh, so I am so excited to share this recipe with you. I really am. So, as you already know, we're gearing up to launch our second channel. It's all cooking, right? And we've been practicing with different, camera angles and different lighting and stuff like that. And I've also been practicing with different recipes that I want to share. And one of our first videos that we would like to do is a copycat recipe video. Like Red Lobster's biscuits or Olive Garden's minestrone soup, and this is one of those recipes. So, have you ever heard of a Lofthouse cookie? Oh, you guys, I'm obsessed. I love these cookies. And there are other brands too. There's Kimberly's. Even Walmart has their own brand of these sugar cookies. And if you've never had one, really? Oh my goodness. Well, it's a soft sugar cookie with just such a great crumb to it and really delicious buttercream icing on it. They're super delicious. And that's what we're gonna make tonight. I scoured the internet over the last week and tried out all different types of copycat recipes for these sugar cookies, and I finally landed on this recipe. I kind of combined them all and tweaked them, and I don't know. I came up with this recipe, and I think it's gonna be a winner. So, are you ready to make some copycat life sugar cookies? Because I am. Let's get started. Here are our ingredients. Okay, these are our dry ingredients. In this bowl, we have 2 1/4 cups of flour, 3/4 of a teaspoon of baking powder, 1/2 a teaspoon of baking soda, and then we have 1 tablespoon plus 1 teaspoon of cornstarch and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And we're just gonna whisk that all together until it's nice and combined, and just like that. And then we're going to move over to our next bowl. Now in this bowl, these are our wet ingredients. We have 1/2 cup of unsalted butter at room temperature, 1 cup of sugar, 1 egg at room temperature as well, 1/4 cup of sour cream, again room temperature, and then there we have 2 teaspoons of vanilla and 1/2 teaspoon of almond extract. Oh yes. And the first thing we're gonna do, well, I guess technically the second thing, since we already whisked together our dry ingredients, is to cream our butter and our sugar together. Dun, dun, dun. And next we're gonna add our extracts and our egg. And again, we're just gonna cream that all together. All right, and now we add our sour cream. And again, cream it together. All right, and now we're just gonna combine the two. That would be our wet ingredients and our dry ingredients. Like that. And then we're going to mix it all together just until it's incorporated. We don't want to overmix it too much. You'll see it'll pull together and a nice cookie dough will form. All right, just like that. That's pretty good there. All right, so now we're going to take our dough and we're going to form it into a little disc. We're going to wrap it up with saran wrap and we're going to refrigerate it for 1 hour. Okay, so while our dough is chilling, we're gonna preheat our oven to 375, and I lined a couple baking sheets with some parchment paper, and it's time to make our frosting. So in this bowl here, I have a half a cup of unsalted butter, and that's at room temperature. We have 2 cups of powdered sugar, 2 tablespoons of milk, that's regular white whole milk, and then for our extracts, we have 1 teaspoon of vanilla and 1/4 teaspoon of almond extract. And then we have some food coloring here and, oh yeah, rainbow sprinkles. I almost forgot. We need 1/4 teaspoon of salt in there too. Ooh. So the first thing we're gonna do is cream our butter. And we're gonna add our extract. All right, so the next step, what we're going to do is add our powdered sugar, and you can add it all at once. Again, that's 2 cups of our 10x sugar. And on low speed, yes, low speed. You want to do it on high speed for the fun of it? Do you want to?
You can clean it.
And we're just going to continue mixing until it's all combined. We're going to add our milk just a little bit at a time, a little drizzle, until we get all that milk incorporated into our frosting. All right, and now we're gonna switch it to high speed and beat this frosting up until it's nice and smooth and fluffy. All right, so now we're going to dye it. Okay, so I have some food colorings here, and I do prefer the gel food colorings, especially for frostings, okay? Spring and all, we're gonna go with, like, I don't know, yellow, blue, green, pink, and if you want to do multiple colors, you'll have to divide up your frosting here. So I think I'll just do 2 colors, so I'm just gonna take a little bit out and put it in this bowl here, and we'll do this one blue, and I think we'll do the other one, how about yellow? Blue. And you can add your food coloring, mix it up, see if it's the color you like. If it's not, add a little bit more till you get that desired color. Alrighty, there we have it. We have yellow and blue. I think they look so good. Okay, nice pastel colors for spring. Alright, so we're just gonna set those aside until our dough is ready. Let's check it. Well, howdy. The dough was ready. So we refrigerated our dough. We chilled it all up for 1 hour. And then I rolled it out. And feel free to use some flour, for your space here. But it's pretty good. If you chilled it long enough, you won't need a lot of flour. And now I'm just using a 2.5 inch or 3 inch round cookie cutter to cut our cookies out, and then transferring them over to a parchment lined baking sheet just like that. And I'm just going to continue to cut them all out. We can re-roll those scraps up and continue to cut that out too. But also with some of the scraps, I won't re-roll them a third time. I won't do that. But just to try it out, because, you know, we're practicing here, I rolled some of it into about 1 to 1.5 inch balls, and we're also going to bake those and see how those turn out too. And then we're going to bake them in a 375-degree oven for 8 to 9 minutes, just until the bottoms start to turn just a little brown, okay? The tops won't brown, but, you know, you want to kind of check the bottoms a little bit there. But that 8 to 9 minutes, and you're good. First batch coming out. Oh, they look good. Okay. Well, so far so good. Oh. Okay, well, the cookies are out, and they are at room temperature. I let them cool off a little bit because we have to frost them, you know. Yeah, it's time to put the signature pastel frosting on top, y'all. So our frosting is ready, and we're just gonna add a dollop of frosting to it on top. Give that a swirl. Dun, dun, dun. And then, of course, we have to finish it off with some rainbow sprinkles right on top like that. And, of course, you know, repeat with the rest of our cookies. So, this is what we have. I'll tell you what, I'm just saying, on looks, I don't know. I think it looks like a Lofthouse sugar cookie. I'm just saying, okay? Now, the color of the frosting is right on, the sprinkles, everything. I think it looks very, very good. But of course, it's all about the taste, right? So why don't I meet you back on the couch and we'll give it a taste, all right? But for now, there you have it, our Lofthouse sugar cookies, copycat recipe. Ah! What do you think? What do you think? These were so good, y'all. I'm very pleased with how they came out. I think the next recipe, I may raise up the leavening in there, you know, to maybe have them poof up a little bit more, because these are the ones we made, and these are the packaged ones here. Now, these are the Kimberly's brand. Not the Lofthouse, these are the Kimberly's Lofthouse cookies. And the name Lofthouse now is totally, it relates to this type of cookie now, not just the Lofthouse cookie, if that makes sense, you know. And today they come in all kinds of flavors and colors. There's cookies and cream, and at the holidays they do them in all different flavors and colors too. There's even like a chocolate brownie one out now that's to die for. But I'll tell you, our copycat recipe is pretty darn close for looks and for taste too. The only thing I would say is theirs are a little bit more puffy than mine. And their bottoms, see, they're like hardly brown at all. And our bottoms, here, I'll show you. And our bottoms have a little bit of brown to them. So I think we'll just reduce that baking time to 8 minutes, and I think we'll be just fine. Just fine there. So I tell you what, they're very delicious. But of course I had to get another opinion. Steven, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, so I had you try the Copycat Lofthouse sugar cookie. Mm-hmm. And we're here now.
Oh, hi. Hi.
Yeah, they're here. They want to know what you think.
They were very good. Very good.
They were good. Yeah.
They were as good as the store-bought ones.
Good.
They weren't an identical
Right.
picture.
Right.
But the taste was.
Just
I think
good.
the cookie was a little better than what you buy in the store.
Aw, thank you.
I think it was.
Now we have to convince them because you're partial, right?
I'm very partial.
No, I have to say we both tried them and we really did like them. And
give it a whirl.
yeah, definitely. Thank you.
Yeah.
You know, he did me a favor by trying them, as if that was a favor, right? Can you try this sugar cookie for me?
I got Jimmy's everywhere.
All right, so now we have some snacks to nibble on. Now all we need, how about some beautiful vintage spring decor? You know, ever since you guys, well, a few of you guys had mentioned and suggested and requested more DIYs involving wreaths and decor for our front doors, I have been so into it, y'all. I don't even know how many we made in the last year, but prior to that, we didn't make any, you know? So today's project is just that. We have a beautiful spring wreath that'll be just perfect for our door or over the mantle. And today was like a beautiful spring day, just perfect for the first day of spring, y'all. Oh man, I'm so happy for winter to be heading out and spring to be coming in, and it's just about evening, the sun's setting, so I think it's a perfect time to do a little DIY, okay? So let's get started. Here are our materials. The first thing we're going to need is a wreath frame like this. I got this at the Dollar Tree. Then we need some moss. Get some moss like that, some reindeer moss, that's nice, okay? And I also got some Spanish moss as well. I'm using two kinds on mine. You can always use one kind. And we need some pots. Now these are seed starter pots like this. Got them at the Dollar Tree and they look like that. Okay, and then we need some faux greenery. I decided to go with rosemary because I love the look of it and I think it will match our wreath. Did I tell you it's a vintage seed packet wreath? Oh yeah, I think this is gonna go good with it. And then we'll need some type of ribbon for a bow. I went with burlap. You'll need some scrap styrofoam or floral foam of some sort. You can even use that styrofoam that like you get shipments and it's packed in. You can even use that. It's just scrap pieces that we need, okay? Let's see, in addition to that, we'll need some duct tape. Let's see, I don't want to forget anything here. And we need our hot glue gun. I got mine, in fact, I better turn it on, right? Got our hot glue gun ready to go. You'll need some tacky glue or craft glue of some sort. It would help if you got some spray adhesive. That'll help too. We'll talk about that in 1 minute. And I think we're all covered here, except for one thing. The vintage seed packets. So to do that, I went to Google and I downloaded some free vintage seed packet images. I put them all on one sheet and printed them out on my printer, okay? And that'll bring us to our first step. We're gonna prep all the really cool stuff that's going to go on our wreath, starting with our seed packets. So what I did was I just cut some strips of scrap cardboard like that, and then I cut out my seed packets from the paper, and then I sprayed the cardboard with spray adhesive, and then I attached the seed packets to the cardboard, and then just trimmed around the outside. And look, y'all, don't they look awesome? They're so cool looking. And I did about 12 of them because I'm going to be making 2 wreaths today. I think 6, 5, 4. We'll see how it looks as we begin to make it. But I did make 12 of them for 2 wreaths, okay? Pretty cool, huh? I love how these turned out. Next, we're going to prep our pots, okay? So for that, that's where our scrap styrofoam comes into play. So we're going to take some of our tacky or craft glue. We're just going to pour some in the bottom of our pot, and then we're just going to stick a piece of styrofoam in the bottom and let it dry. And this is going to give us something to stick our greenery in. So I have all our pots ready to go here. They all have our styrofoam in it. So we're ready to move on to our next step, and that is our wreath frame itself. Okay, so for that, I took duct tape and I wrapped the whole thing with duct tape like that. Don't it look pretty? Haha, yeah, right. No, what this will do is this will just give us a surface surface with which to work on, okay? Little easier than just using it like this and just using the wires there, okay? So we have that ready to go. Then I turned it around and I attached a hook of some sort to hang it. You know, this is just a paper clip bent in half. And we have there it is, and we have our hook to hang it up with. All right, so now what we're going to do, and see if you can see that. Yes, you can. All right, so now we're going to place our pots on first. And I really think just haphazardly, all the way around, some upside down, some right side up, some sideways. And we're going to use our hot glue to attach them on, okay? All right. Just like that. And there's no, there's no specific way to do it. You place them where you want it. And because we're using hot glue, we can always remove them and move them around later if we want to. But I think we're good just like that. Our top is right here. Our hook is there. Alrighty, now let's move on to our seed packets. Just like the pots, we're going to place our seed packets wherever we think it's going to look nice. Probably now, put a couple down here, maybe one coming out of a pot. I don't know. Let's get creative. Ooh, it's getting dark fast, huh? Oh, it looks so beautiful out there. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we have our seed packets on. Isn't it coming along nice? Alrighty. So next, we're going to take care of these pots because they're all empty right now. So this is where our reindeer moss, our Spanish moss comes in. And Spanish moss is just like, looks like this, as opposed to like the real green, almost like it's living moss, like that. That's the two different types there. I'm going to use these to put inside each of the pots, just tack it in there with a little bit of tacky glue, just to cover the base of it. And then we're going to add our rosemary right into that styrofoam in there. And some I'll do real full, some maybe will be empty, and some maybe we'll just have one sprig coming out. We'll see. Again, the creative process. Yes. Oh, these strings, oh gosh, from the hot glue. Okay. Oh, this is coming along so nice. All right, I added our moss and our rosemary. Like that. And I left a couple of the pots totally empty. And then on a couple of them, I just laid some sprigs of rosemary just across it like that. And that's where we're at. Ooh. Oh, I can't wait to see it when it's finished. Okay. All right. So now what we're going to do is attach our bow. Now I left the space at the top like that. And y'all know I suck at making bows, but I've been getting better. So I made it like that. Now I didn't, I have to poof them up and everything, but I got to glue them on first. So I made all these little loops separately and glued them together and stapled them and glued them together to make a bow. But hey, it worked and I think it looks nice. So next I'm going to attach my bow to the top like that, okay? And then what we're going to do is take our reindeer moss, and then we're going to use our hot glue gun, and we're just going to fill in all of the empty spaces all over the wreath until it's nice and full, and then I'll check back in with you, okay? All right, what we're going to do first, we'll put on the bow first. Okay. I'm going to see moss in my dreams tonight, let me tell you. Okay, but we got the moss done, so, and we got all the rosemary in, and the bows on, and poofed. Look. Dun, 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 dun. You know, I really like how this turned out. I just love the vintage seed packets, and I think it really turned out nice. So the only thing left to do now is your finishing touches. You know, check it out, clean her up a little bit. You know, do you have any hot glue on it? Do you have any loose pots? You know, anything like that. Poof up our bow. You know, just make her look real pretty, and then hang her on up. And there you have it, our vintage seed packet spring wreath. Oh, goodness, y'all, I'm pooped. I'm so pooped. But, oh my gosh. Dun, 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 dun. Do you like? Over there for you. I didn't have time to clean it up. I hope there's no like hot glue on it anywhere. You know, I'll clean it up. But I made this one for my office door at work, and I have the second one in the works that I'm going to give as a gift to somebody. So I love how it turned out, you know. And hey, feel free. You know, you can do like whatever you want with it. You don't have to use like rosemary. You could use anything in there. You could even use real dried herbs or dried flowers on it. Put the bow at the bottom, make a bigger bow. I love anything vintage, retro vintage, anything at all. So this is totally up my alley. And so I kind of dig it. I really hope you do too. Oh my, if you make one, please send me a picture. I'd be dying to see what you guys come up with. It's really cool. And also let me know down in the comments below if you want me to put up the tutorial for this, because I can put up a printable of this. You wouldn't have to do the work. I already did it all. You know, I could just put this up there and you could print it and then cut it out yourself, you know, if you want to. So I can go ahead and put that up on Facebook and Instagram. So, well, happy first day of spring, everybody. Let's say goodbye to winter together and have high hopes and positive energy for spring and for summer. I'm super stoked. Now we could just keep that last bit of snow away, right? Yeah, fingers crossed. Well, I hope you had fun tonight. I certainly did. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. It means the world to me. Definitely hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and give a little push to that notification bell too, so you know when we have a new video coming out. We always put community posts up if we're going to be late, or maybe like tonight, or if we're going to skip a video. Apologize for not being live last night. But we're planning a second live in the midweek, maybe tomorrow night, maybe Wednesday night, to make up for it. And check us out over on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, and all of our contact information is listed right down below. That's our email address and our post office box. Everybody, thank you again. Happy spring. Have a fantastic week, and I will see you next time, all right? Ciao, everybody. Mwah.